On this episode of At the D Spot, we're gonna have a Latin-themed rib throwdown. Let's go. For a full list of ingredients, be sure to check the description box below. Guys, I'm so excited to bring you this episode of At the D Spot. We have a very special guest with us today, one of my besties from Chicago. His name is Paul. He's an absolutely phenomenal cook. We've worked in the restaurant industry for many, many years. His ribs are phenomenal, and we have him here with us today.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Come on, Paul, let's get to work.
Let's do it.
So we've washed our ribs, and now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the silver skin off of the back of the ribs, and then we're gonna marinate. So we're ready to marinate our ribs. My ribs are gonna be cooked in two ways. Half is gonna be in the oven, and then we're gonna finish them up on the stovetop. So I'm only gonna lightly season my ribs now because there's gonna be some more seasoning later on in the process. I'm using adobo, onion powder, garlic powder, cumin, and black pepper. For this recipe, we're using baby back ribs, but you can use spare ribs if you want. You know that I won't be mad at you. Now Paul's gonna marinate his ribs.
So in my rub, I have a base of onion powder, garlic powder, salt, pepper, paprika. And then you can add on to that Sazon, or I like to use the steak seasoning. It's a great hack. I just discovered a lot of smoky flavors on that. So I'm adding a little water to the bottom of the pan before I place them on the rack to ensure that the ribs stay moist during cooking. Look at that beautiful color. Oh my God, I'm so excited. So I've covered the ribs with foil to ensure the moisture is locked in. I'm gonna put them in the oven for about 3 hours at 350 degrees.
I cut my ribs because my ribs are gonna be cooked in a two-step process, like I said, partially in the oven and the other half on the stove top. My ribs are already cut. I'm gonna put them in the pan, and they're also going into a 350-degree oven, but mine are only going in for 2 hours because, like I said, the remainder of the cooking is gonna happen on the stove. Okay everyone, so my ribs have been cooking for 2 hours. My timer just went off. We're gonna leave Paul's ribs in the oven because his will continue to cook and he'll finish his in the oven, but I'm gonna finish mine on the stovetop. First, I'm gonna add a couple of tablespoons of olive oil to our pan. And now we're gonna add the ingredients. And we're gonna start out with our sofrito. I'm using a couple of tablespoons of my homemade sofrito. If you're not familiar with sofrito, look in the description box below to see how I make mine. Next, we're gonna add some chopped garlic. Just give this a little mix for a moment. Next, I'm gonna add my tomato sauce, followed by Sazon. Now we're gonna add some water. Now I'm just gonna give it a quick taste to make sure that our seasoning is on point. Perfect. Now it's time for us to add our ribs. I like to put them in bone side up in the beginning so that the meat gets all of that amazing flavor. By the way, we Puerto Ricans call these ribs guisado. Once we've added all of our ribs, Then we're gonna cover them. We're gonna lower the heat to low and cook them for about another half hour until the sauce gets really thick and sticks to the ribs.
So my ribs have been cooking for about 2.5 hours at 350 degrees. I'm gonna check on them now, see how brown they are. That's hot. Amazing. So the ribs look perfect. They look absolutely amazing. I'm gonna put them in for another 15 minutes just so they get a little bit more of a crust.
Okay everyone, so our ribs have been cooking in that beautiful Latin tomato based sauce that I created, and we're gonna open them up and take a peek and see what's going on. Oh my goodness. Look at those beautiful ribs. They have soaked up all of that incredible criollo sauce that I made. You see how the sauce has stuck to those ribs and just made them incredible.
So we've been cooking our ribs for almost 3 hours. The last 15 minutes they were uncovered. Let's take a look and see how they are. This is amazing. I can't wait.
Look at how that meat is just falling apart. It is ridiculous. Hey everyone, we are back. Our ribs are done. We are so excited and starving.
Very excited.
We've been waiting for hours for these guys, and we are gonna give them a try. So we're gonna start out with Paul's rib first. Paul, get your plate. I'm gonna give these guys a try. And these guys are just like, oh my goodness. First of all, look at this rib, guys, how it is like,
apart.
it's literally falling off of the bone. So
Slow and steady.
slow and steady wins the race. Okay, Paul, let's go ahead and give these guys a try.
Classic rib. All the seasonings by themselves are just amazing, but you can also add barbecue sauce to them, sriracha, and really whatever you like.
What I'm living for of this rib that you made, Paul, is the steak seasoning.
Yeah.
The steak seasoning in this rib, which I've never done before.
Highly recommend it.
The steak seasoning in this rib is what really makes it.
It really gives it a whole different, the smoky profile, the pepper, really, just alone, they're amazing.
And all of that without sauce. That's impressive that it's giving you all of that without sauce. And, you know, we didn't smoke it on the grill. We didn't use, you know, wood chips or liquid smoke or anything like that. These are
I thought about that.
incredible. I have to take another bite.
Well, I'm ready to try the other one.
They're so flavorful.
They really are.
Oh my goodness. You don't need sauce for these. You can sauce them if you want to, but I guarantee you, if you follow Paul's recipe, you need no sauce. They are that legit and amazing.
Can we try the other one? 'Cause
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
dying.
So we're gonna try now. This is my Puerto Rican rib guisado recipe, and I have to give a shout out to my Aunt Lucy, who taught me how to make this. She's absolutely one of the best cooks that I know. I love you, Luscious, and this one's for you.
I second that.
Yeah.
I've been waiting hours.
Oh my goodness. It's so good.
Well worth the wait.
Falling off the bone, super tender, super flavorful, easy to make. It is a little bit of a long process because you've got that 2-step process with cooking them in the oven and on the stovetop, but I promise you guys it's worth it.
So worth it.
Yeah.
I think they're an A+. They're amazing. Pork is my favorite protein. Super flavorful. I mean, you just can't go wrong with either of these, you know? I can add the sauce. You can have them guisado style. I mean, you just can't go wrong. They're delicious. I can't wait to get off camera and eat all this.
I know. I know, me too. Guys, you gotta try these. We wanted to bring you a couple of options today. We're both pork lovers. We love our ribs, and we're so glad that we were able to share this with you. I'm glad that I was able to share it with one of my best friends in this world. Paul, thank you again for coming.
Thank you so
being
much.
with us.
I'm so happy to be here.
Everyone, you're at the D Spot. I'm Danny. Thank you for tuning into this episode, and remember, be good to one another. We're all connected. Till next time. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell.
Come and go with me.
I love them both.
It's like, who won the rib throwdown? I think it's a tie.
It's a tie.
It is a tie.
What do you mean tie?
Tie.